you said that you were retiring and we left a void in our hearts, so I was very scared of what will happen today. But today is a joyous day, it's a happy day because what you're going to talk to us about is going to fill our hearts.
In the same breath, I had said I'll continue to bat for India as well. When I announced my retirement, post-retirement, I'll say I'll continue to bat for India in different capacity.
Exactly. You bat for India, you tennis for India, you badminton for India. You just play for India every day. So we're of course thankful for that. But tell us about this. I'm going to take you back before the debut, before that debut tour that happened. I don't know where you went. I've forgotten where you went, but yeah, that debut tour that happened. But before that, your younger years playing in Bandra East. Tell us about when you discovered the joy of playing.
Firstly, I'd like to welcome all my friends. This is a extended family. So a big thank you from the bottom of my heart to see you here, to support what I'm starting to do now. This is a new journey, and before I could start the journey, like always I've done in my life, I went to my mother's room this morning to take her blessings. And the first thing she told me is, "Arey, aaj Sankashti hai, changla divas hai." So happy Sankashti to everyone. Hope it brings you luck and good health. To talk about sport, as a kid, I remember growing up in Sahitya Sarvas in Bandra East. Those were the golden days of my life, and no stress of extra tuitions and post-school classes and all those. I would spend most of the time playing there in front of our building. We had a beautiful ground inside the Sarvas, and invariably during my holidays I would be out playing from 8:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. I would never go home. I can see a couple of my colony friends, and they will back me up on this, what I'm about to say. Inside the Sarvas, because my both parents worked, and to manage a kid like me, a naughty kid, wasn't easy. They had to have someone to manage me. So there was a elderly lady who looked after me, and her name was Lakshmi Bai, was known as, everyone would call her Bai. So I would refuse to go home. My day would start at 8:30, be it cricket, football, hockey, hand tennis, or whatever, badminton. But the day went on till 8:30 p.m. I would never go home. At lunchtime, she would be downstairs with a plate filled with food and also would feed me because I would refuse to eat. I would say, "I don't want to stop. I'm not going to come home. If you want me to eat, you'll have to come down." That was a beautiful stage of my life. Then later on, like in international cricket, we break for tea. In those days, for me, it was a break for milk, a glass of milk. And again, Lakshmi Bai would have come down to make sure that I have some energy to play, to go until 8:30. And all these guys would kind of wind up, go home at 7:30 p.m. And for no reason, God knows why, but I would be running around the building. Nothing, there was no end goal as such, but I would run. And I had so much energy. So in short, what I'm trying to tell you is, from that stage in my life, I never stopped playing. And it continues.
Even now, like after retiring as well, you are just playing all the time, and I've seen you playing different sports. You're playing golf, and you're playing tennis, badminton, pickleball. I keep inviting you to play paddle, but you haven't come as yet. But that will start soon as well.
I enjoy playing sport, so it doesn't matter where you are and which sport you play. You've got good company. All my friends are sitting here, and they will tell you how competitive it gets. We fight for every inch, every point. It gets even more competitive than if you're playing racket sport and Wimbledon, US Open. I think it gets a little more competitive than that. When it comes to golf, every inch matters. And today ball hila, you should not be doing this and all that, and we would penalize, and all those kind of things happen. I think the best part is sport reminds you to bring that kid in you. It just suddenly awakens. And that is the beauty, because for us, whenever we crossed the rope and went on the field, we got competitive. No matter for the rest of the world, everyone would say, "Arey, exhibition game hai." But once you cross the rope, तो charity नहीं है उधर. We want to give our best, and that is what I mean. I can see both. I mean, Irfan is here, Yusuf is here. So we've played recently also, and the first thing that I told all my teammates कि once you cross the rope, हम seriously खेलेंगे. बाद में जो मजा करना है वो करेंगे. मगर क्रिकेट खेलना है वो सीरियस क्रिकेट खेलेंगे. वहाँ टाइम पास नहीं करेंगे.
I just want to tell you that they've all been complaining about you in that league, saying that we are all older and you're making us dive and take these catches, and next day they can't recover and they require 3 tons of ice to soak in. So yeah, I think everybody's aware of not just the high standards you set for yourself, but for everyone around you as well. But then that leads me to this question. Then is 10xU only for the champions? Is it only for the masters of the game? Is it only for those who are the absolute top?
10xU is for everyone, elite athletes and a common man. Very shortly you will see the ad and the vision what we are trying to achieve as a brand. 10xU basically, when we talk about India, young India, the youngest average age nation. Now, if we put our hand on the heart and ask a genuine question, are we are young, but are we fit and healthy? The answer would be no. We are the diabetic capital of the world when it comes to obesity. We are right up there. These records are something that we should not be proud of. The vision has always been, how can we make India fitter and healthier? Everyone need not be athletes. Our end goal is to have a young, fit and healthy India. All our diseases, most of the diseases are due to our lifestyle. Our lifestyle is very, very sedentary. We need to put spring under our feet, engage ourselves into some sporting activity. And we as a nation, I feel, we are a sports loving nation. We are not sports playing nation. We sometimes, are happy sitting in the AC room, sofa mein baithe and we are clapping for others. I think we need to be more active, and that lifestyle change has to happen from the grassroots level, from school days. How can you engage the younger generation to any sporting activity? And like how we wake up in the morning, brush our teeth and all that, get ready, have a shower. It should become like that. You either exercise, hit the gym or play some sport and lead active lifestyle. So it is not only about elite professional athletes. It's for everyone. It's for a common man, and that is something that we are trying to achieve. Engage ourselves with sporting activity and lead a healthy, active lifestyle, which will have a positive impact on our country.
So this has obviously come from a lot of your observations. I know that you really get into kind of everything, the science of clothes, shoes, all those things, and you've been doing this for very long. Then why 10xU now? Why not earlier? Like, tell us about why it's happening now.
There was this idea, the thought was always being discussed with my team, who's here, Venki, Atul, Zoya, all these guys. We used to sit together with my family, and then we would discuss, do we need to do something about this? Because, like I said, I'll continue batting for India post-retirement as well. So how is it that we can, get people to change their thought process? Everyone need not be professional athletes, but how could we have healthy lawyers, healthy doctors, healthy accountants, healthy journalists, everyone, all of us. And that is how this movement started. But somehow I was not able to press the accelerator hard enough to process this faster. And that was only because we were waiting for the right partners. I had retired after playing for 24 years, which is only international cricket. But I started spending time away from my family for from the age of 13. So there were a lot of years that I spent away from my family. So post-retirement, I wanted to spend more time with family. And rightly so, because it was the need of the hour I felt, because I had missed out on so many special occasions. I still remember my grandmother used to say that health is your real wealth. So look after your health. And post-COVID, I bumped into Anshu from Whiteboard, and then even Peak 15 got on board, and because basically we all needed to be on the same page with our team and all these guys. And we met obviously Karan and Karthik, both of them are here. So we were on the same wavelength. We found ourselves with one goal, one destination, and that is how could we impact India positively and engage them into sporting activities. So it is all about having one goal, one target, and the team working together. We have a very good force now, committed team with one goal. So that is how 10XU as a brand took birth, and then multiple things came together. But the idea was healthier and fitter India, and how could we play a role there.
Okay, so I'm sure that we're going to see, but essentially if we were to just sum it up in one line, there is something for everyone that is being launched today. There's something for everyone? Yeah.
Absolutely for everyone, because I feel it is not about being at the top all the time, but it is more about sport has its own language which speaks to your heart. Like I said, the kid in you is awakened, and sport has the power to do that. Suddenly when we start playing sport, we become kids.
Yeah.
And that is what I want to revive. It should never diminish. The simple message is that we can possibly have a look at the ad as and when you guys are ready.
We will.
But it conveys that when you're on the field, the natural reactions that you get. That is something that we've been able to capture here.
Excellent. So I think we should call Karthik on stage as well, who is the co-founder of 10XU. Can we have a big round of applause for him, please? Karthik, a little closer. Second slip. Down. Second slip. Yeah, a little closer. Don't be in the gully. Tell us, I think the first question I want to ask is, because skeptics would say that we've seen enough celebrities, people on top of their game, who are just associated with products, but they just kind of give their name or they give their image, and that's where it stops. After having spent a little time with you and with Master about this, I know that that is the exact opposite of what the case is here. So if you could just throw some light on that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, good morning. Thank you all for coming. And I think the journey almost started 18 months back when we met Master in Bombay. And we were just, same question which you asked, saying, why are you building it now? I think Master's answer was very clear. He wants to transform India from a sports-loving nation to a sports-playing nation. Even today, we go and see that the number of people who watch the sport, it could be sometimes Premier League football, and then they're speaking about saying, hey, you know what, you should not have done this offside, and all commenting, but the number of people who actually play is very less. And that was actually the spark which got him started. And ever since that, the amount of time which we have just spent with him, and it's been just so amazing, wherein he brings in a lot of insights from different sports. And I still remember this vividly, the very first meeting when we had, and we were talking about a cricket shoe. And he actually said, can you show me the shoe of a tennis player? We were like, wow, what is this? And then he said, and when we brought him the shoe of a tennis player, he actually said that in all other sport, you move straight. But tennis is the lone game where you actually move laterally, right? And when you field, you actually move laterally. So how can we bring in the stability systems from tennis over to cricket? And we were like, wow, this is like actually sort of dumbifying it for a 101 person like me, saying that what are some of those features which we need to put in the products. And ever since that, every small feature, even this morning when we were just in his room, we were actually talking about saying how we can add some small embroidery work in t-shirts. So his obsession towards details is what has actually got us to get better and better. We are still very early, we are still in day one, but I think just his attention to detail, and then if you were to just absorb all his numerous insights and then just come out with a product, yeah, I'm sure it'll be a great job.
Yeah, when it comes to insights and experience, can't get anyone better, right? I mean, with just the quality and the quantity both of the experiences that he has. But obviously, as they say, I mean, it takes a village to raise a brand. So there's a lot of other people who are involved, and I think you want to call some of them on stage right now.
Absolutely. So the first thing, even before that, I would actually, I mean, there's a question which a lot of people have asked me for the last 1 year. What does 10XU stand for? And for some of my friends in the Far East, they really love this name because they call it as 10 shoe. And I'm like, it's not 10 shoe, it's 10XU. And I mean, it started with just the larger vision, which I said, Master's vision, 10's vision of transforming India, which is you, from someone who just loves sports to someone who loves playing sports. So the 10 and you were always there in the brand name. But what is much more important was that when we started fleshing out the persona of this brand, saying that, oh, how does this brand come across? And I just want all of you to just probably rewind, go back 20 years, 30 years, 40 years back, when you're probably in the grade 7 of your school. And imagine the PT bell or the game period bell actually rings. And that energy which you suddenly get when all of you just rush to the ground. Nobody told you that you have to walk 3,000 steps today or burn 300 calories. You all rushed to the ground because you all wanted to have fun, you wanted to have joy. And that was the single largest reason why we said, this is a brand which will deliver joy, this is a brand which will actually deliver smiles in the face of people, and not just as an individual. Most of the sports brands are very, very individual. It's all about me. Our brand is a V brand, and with the 10 and you, it becomes an 11-member team. And that is the whole idea of why it's 10XU. But to bring it, of course, much more visual, and being an MBA where I can talk a lot, but I can't draw it out a lot. So that's when I had to partner with some of the good folks, my friends from down under, from Australia. It is a bit easy. I mean, you had to partner with the folks who are absolute cricket buffs and who are absolutely energetic. So we have two Tims. You wanted Tim Tam, right?
From Australia, yeah. Usually we want Tim Tam from Australia.
Yeah, I couldn't get
you got
that,
Tim Tim?
Yeah, we have Tim Tam.
We'll do Tim Tim then.
Yeah, so
it's Tim Happy Hours. Please welcome them on stage with a warm round of applause, everyone. Hi, are you Tim? Yes.
All right, Tim.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi, you're Tim, right?
Yes.
Excellent, great, thanks.
You can't go wrong. Yeah, we are from the land down under. We believe you and me. We're Tim and Tim. We're partners in crime, if you like, being creative directors of our branding company. And you can imagine, as a cricket-playing nation with a fierce rivalry with India, you know, one of the most fierce is the Ashes, and then there's Australia and India. We've suffered many, many times watching the Great Master bat, taking us to pieces. So it's lovely to be on the same side for once. And you can imagine our excitement and how proud we are to be part of the team under Kartik's invitation to create this brand. So exciting, you know, one of the honours of our careers. We've heard, Sachin's been telling us about the shifting people from watching sport to playing sport. So I won't go into that. We've also heard
trying to do is dig deep and actually sort of evolve attributes, evolve equities that sum up the brand overall. So in terms of the mark itself, in some ways, and you may have heard this sort of phrase before, it is a little bit the tip of the iceberg. And what we tend to do is create an entire suite of elements, of equities. The
thing is that now we're coming to this real crescendo part, right? Because there's this brand film that we're going to show you right now. And I am super excited. You've obviously seen it. You both have seen it 100 times, maybe more. But when I saw it for the first time, trust me, legit goosebumps. I love this film. We want to show you that film right now. But before that, we need some थोड़ा enthusiasm चाहिए कमरे में. अंगद बेदी थोड़ा शोर मचाया. थोड़ा. Is that Ajit Agarkar over there? Sitting in the dark. Just a little more noise before we play the brand film. Come on, everybody. Let's hear you. All right, play the film, please. 11 flop films. I want to ask you. It's 11. I want to ask you that last sequence. Was that a rain machine? वो पाइप लगे कोई खड़ा था पानी में जब आप खेल रहे थे टेनिस?
नहीं, actually what happened, we had planned a date where the crew was ready to shoot and all that. Everything was set up, but poured like anything. तो वहाँ पे पहुँचते ही the first question they asked me, अरे script बदलते हैं, we'll shoot indoors and all that. इतने rain में how will we manage? Let's do that. And I said no, we are not changing anything. It just takes me back to my childhood days, and even after playing for India also I did all these things, you know. So we continued with our original plan. We shot in the rain. So what you've seen here, everything is original. Nothing was makeshift. I'll tell you a small story about what happened in the earlier part of my career. There were you know, a lot of colony friends that we would in front of our building play cricket in monsoon. But also after playing for India, when I had to prepare myself for going on any tour, just during that period, because a lot of Sri Lanka tours used to happen during that period, but there were no facilities to practice, no indoor nets. So वहीं पे muck में, you know, the mud is flying all over the face and all that. We used to practice like that with leg guards, helmet, and proper kit, because there were no facilities. So we had to make the best of what we had. We didn't have the best of facilities, so you know that is what it was. It was one thing which kept us going, and that was passion and love for the game. So that is exactly what we've been able to capture here in this film: passion and love for sport.
Love it, love it. Big round of applause to 10XU and that brand film. We have a very interesting bit that's going to happen on stage right now, but I just want to tell you that rain sequence that you shot, that's the second rain sequence I've enjoyed. The first one was Tip Tip Barsa Pani, that was 30 years ago. After that, I really enjoyed this one. Seemed very genuine. And that's just my little very
out of our comedians, it would help. Also joining us, our anchor, sex symbol, the Milind Soman of Baikala, the one and only, the man known as Azim Banatwala. And this is a session where we're talking about cricket. And
Yes.
Azim, you're going to be our main panelist.
Clearly, yes.
Okay.
It's a round table chat that we're having. I'm very happy that they brought a round table in.
Yeah, it's a low budget round table, as you can see,
Very
very
low
small
budget
one.
round
Yeah.
Wow, I'm in the center. This is nice.
Yeah, so, but can we have a round of applause first of all for this fantastic evening, fantastic event?
Azim, you have to apologize for being late.
I was on time.
We were all on time.
We were all on time.
Alright.
And anyway, this is a rare opportunity that we get to make Sachin Tendulkar wait. This is amazing.
That's true. And it's not even our fault. I mean,
Yeah, it's not even our fault.
In a sense, we called for the run and turned our backs. Something like that. Yeah.
But let's get into it. Let's get to it since we have I think 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we're going to talk about like nostalgia and everything.
Yeah, it's all
related
about,
to
I mean, I was watching the fantastic session that we were having with Mr. Tendulkar and Mr. Gaurav Kapoor.
I don't think you have to say
I-
Mr.
yeah,
Gaurav
last
Kapoor.
time we don't need to say
He's
Mr.
okay with just
Gaurav
Gaurav Ji
Kapoor.
being a Punjabi.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Gaurav Kapoor
Esquire. No, but we're talking, of course, about the joy of play and just you don't have to be the best in the world, but you have to feel on top of the world. And I think all of us growing up playing sports in our respective buildings, colonies, all of that, I think that was the pure joy of, for me particularly, every evening that 4:30, 5 p.m. was just that, okay, it's time to play, time to go out. And all of us, I think we played cricket in our respective buildings. Colonies.
Yeah, you never invited me to your building, but I'll just be honest here. Don't want to show off, but I'm a South Bombay boy. You can tell from my accent. And so we grew up in Azad Maidan, playing in those areas. And we were just discussing, Saurav and I, we are both from the same area. It's a whole new experience if you work in our Maidans, because you're short leg for one game, and you're also square leg for the next game. So like, you don't even know when the ball is coming. And then somebody will just shout, "Bachao, dekho, dekho," whatever, and you just look around and guess. And remember?
It improves your reflexes and all.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because you're like
360
anywhere.
degrees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like crossing the road in Mumbai.
Yeah, well.
It could, something could come from any direction. A wire could hit you, whatever. But I think also when you're talking about like rules with regards to cricket, like when we were playing. And in my building, the rule was that there was a garage here and there was a jungle on this side. So a leg side play was horrible. Like we were the only people from the subcontinent who didn't know how to hit on the leg side. And I stayed in the government building, so we never had a problem with glass breaking.
Okay, yes, correct. Of course.
Because there was the CPWD, which is the Central Power Works Department, so the glass would break, and one of the guys who used to play with us was the son of one of the guys. So he'd break a glass like, Papa, C301!
Who says the government isn't working for us? I mean, it's amazing. What a lovely story. Heart touching. Yeah.
But it's true, no, because every building that we grew up in, particularly playing cricket, it's the building and then there's one rectangular compound. So you only have the option of playing in a L shapes. So like for me, I only know
Azim, I have to stop you. The chairman of selectors is doing selfies with Gaurav Kapoor, is distracting me. I mean, what disrespect to South Bombay's finest batsman. Bro, what are you guys doing? I mean, look at the three fine panelists, experts in the game, and Ajit Agar is taking your picture. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I'll sit on your lap later, Gaurav.
Gaurav Kapoor has said, I want to hear you, not see you, which is something all three of us have heard throughout our lives.
Yes. now both genders. Yes, sorry, go on.
No, but I think cricket genuinely is that one game where, so if you play football in a building, the rules for football were very simple of, okay, ball has to go inside goal, if you kick somebody, it's a foul, basic. But cricket in India specifically, like every single building had its own unique set of rules, right? Like, because this particular, you had to be like, okay, this particular car ka owner bahut khadus hai. So if it hits this car, then it's out. That other car, maybe not so much, so that you're allowed twice. This balcony, if it goes in, you're out.
We also invented the whole 1 declared, 2 declared, 3 declared.
Yes.
There's nowhere in the world they had.
Yes.
So one wall is 1 declared, one car is 2 declared, Mrs. Sharma, 3 declared. Sorry about that. So all that, it's amazing that we had all this when you think back, that we had those rules and whatever little we had. I think that's why India is such a powerhouse in cricket. The madness to find a way even in just a small corridor.
So
we were playing outside Mehboob right now till the cops caught us.
Yeah, they said your talent is not good enough.
Also, there was no ball, so they were
So we had a rule in my building that it's like the number of wheels in a vehicle is how much is the D.
Oh, wow.
Right, so it's like it was a cyclist 2D, and then once a truck pulled in with 16 wheels,
Oh.
everybody's like aspiring to hit that truck.
So do you think, like in a high intensity chase, one guy is removing one tire from a car, ki ye gaadi ka 3 running milega abhi.
Stepney extra.
Since we have some international cricketers in the audience all feeling very bored for 5 minutes, I just want to tell you my international cricketer experience with Nikhil Chopra, who's a very close friend of Ajit, sitting right there. So we played some celebrity match many years ago. Vengsakar, of course, the great Balwan Vengsakar was our captain. And he said, okay, go and open. So Chopra and me went to open. And I went there and I said, Abhi, sir, what should we do? So he said, no, don't worry, you take first strike. Isme kuch problem nahi hai, take first strike. And then I realized he was wearing a helmet and I wasn't. Then I looked at him and I said, okay, all good, because the fast bowler was, Shoaib Akhtar like run up. And he said, don't worry, nothing will happen. Then just as he's about to start the game, he's asking me, do you have an abdi card? And I don't, because as you know, one size doesn't fit all, so one is not comfortable just, in one of these. I mean, come on guys, all the
Which
cricketers.
size are you? Which size?
I don't get to that,
Hold
yeah. But the
That's
great
not
Dilip
true.
Sankar, Balwinder Singh Sandhu, all these guys were there, with a bunch of actors and singers or whatever. And I mean, love is love, but abdi card is something very personal. So I didn't wear one. So then he tells me, what are you doing? Mumbai wickets are very dangerous. You don't know whether it's going to go up or down. Police chipkana. And I spent the rest of the match behind the stumps. It was that scary. And this was Nikhil Chopra who's played for India.
No, 1 second. So did the ball hit you in any?
Many times. Many times.
That explains so much.
Yeah. But you had children after that, so this is a success.
And the worst story is that we had a guy called Sachin Khan, who's Gaurav's closest friend, the comedian, and he can't play anything. Like he's never played cricket or tennis or anything. Like there's no athleticism whatsoever. So Dilip Vengsakar made him stand in short leg for the entire 20 overs, and all he did was this. It was really cruel. But this is the fun moments for non-cricketers, which you enjoy.
So Azim and me were part of this thing called the Comedians Cricket League, right?
Yes.
And if you want to see the lowest form of cricket talent in the country, please tune into the
It's
Comedians
available
Cricket
to watch for free and rightfully so.
There was a sequence that happened that I've never seen in any cricket match in my life. There's a comedian called Piyush Sharma, very funny guy. He came in to bowl and he bowled the ball and it bounced and came back in his hand.
And that's part of his comedy act.
Yeah.
In comedy, we call that a callback.
And to his credit, he basically looked at the ball. He said, "मैं और नहीं कर पाऊँगा." Like it's correct. So we were playing in a international cricket ground with Ranji Trophy umpires. So I was talking to the umpires. I'm like, "Sir, आप लोग को मजा आ रहा है?" They're like, "हाँ, बहुत मजा आ रहा है. कुछ भी हो रहा है यहाँ पर." So this is the level of comedians cricket.
But in fairness, I mean, it's also it's testament to, I used to make lots of jokes about, cricket is a game of, you don't need so much fitness, what you have to just stand around, you have to bowl 10 balls, whatever. But after not playing cricket for 15 years, you saw we were training, I say together, which was meeting once a week to play in the nets. And just those 3 days of playing the tournament back to back, like 1 net practice and 2 matches, like I could not lift my shoulder for an entire week afterwards. It was wild.
I think the worst thing if you don't play regularly is the bathroom the next morning. Because it's the lower body will absolutely out of it completely. The pain is unbelievable. You walk around like an old person with no knees.
Tell us more, Cyrus.
I mean, maybe it's my age thing, I don't know.
No, but what I've understood from this is that you sit down for everything.
I do, and at this age it's faster, and it takes a long time actually, so you might as well, fair enough.
This is why every show Cyrus has done, he was behind a desk.
But by the way, we have to talk about equipment in the past, right? Like I remember, like you were saying, Azad Maidan, we had a match. So we showed up at Azad Maidan to play, and between the two teams, we had one helmet. So what would happen was that the batter on the strike would, if they hit a single, then you would have to run 2 to give the helmet to the next guy.
Yes.
So back then we had already learned how to turn 1s into 2s because we were like, वैसे भी करना ही पड़ेगा. So did you guys have any incidents with regards to like equipment and like anything like?
So we were very poor, not like Azim who's got this family mansion in Baikla and all that.
Hello, you were South Bombay, you were saying.
But this is about cricket, not about economics. That's the other studio. But yeah, so we were very poor. So we used to have one pad. I don't know anybody in the 80s and 90s. We literally share one pad. So you take the pad in whichever, if you're left hand or right hand, you play it for your front foot basically. That's where you keep it. And then you would switch the pad with the batsman all the time. It was that bad. It was horrible.
Yeah, because I remember like when I used to play like leather ball cricket for like a few years, I had these like my dad had bought the cheapest pads available, which was this like
They never fit, no?
No, never fit, and it felt like each pad was like 5 kgs on my foot. So every single competitive match I played, I got run out because I couldn't come back for the second. It was like physically impossible.
But let's talk about childhood nostalgia, right?
Oh,
like,
man.
but like, okay, I want to share something. I'm not just saying this. Like, one of my favorite childhood memories was India was playing against New Zealand, and this I'm talking about like as a watcher. So we'll talk about watching and playing.
Was it fun playing?
That was a separate match. I mean, come on, a first over hat trick, still legendary. I mean, can't talk about that enough. But there was an India New Zealand match, and the matches used to happen at 3:34 in the morning, whatever time. And my dad woke me like, "Ucha!" I said, "Kya hua?" He's like, "Sachin batting kar raha hai." And I remember, I think he scored 81 or 49 or something in that particular match. I had never seen anybody bat like that. And it was like even like back then we didn't have 4K, 1080p, it was a calculator. Yeah. And we saw that match. So I mean, that was one of my favorite childhood memories growing up.
I have a sad memory.
Yeah.
It's not funny at all. But if Sachin is here, my marriage already broke up because of him. This is absolutely true. I swear on my mom, because we were just married and we like to watch cricket together. My family, not my wife, my old family, my other family, whatever. And she was in the toilet, my wife, Aisha. And we used to have a latch at that point, which was outside. And I loved locking her in just for fun. So I would just lock her in.
One second, I have to stop you there. I already know that Sachin was not responsible for this.
But one thing was, I'll tell you why. You have to understand what Parsi family is like. So I locked the bathroom and I used to do it all the time for 5 minutes or whatever. And then I was just, casual about it or whatever. Then suddenly my dad started shouting, So what happened? Sachin is come on strike, come on. So all of us sit down, Sachin is batting, end of the, we forgot about her. When we went, because the one day game was a 1 hour, 15-minute break, right? 17, 18th over. Wow. So till then, nobody, because it's blaring, we're all cheering, he's batting like a god, everything's going out of control. Suddenly I realized I put it on mute on the drinks. I could hear, she was so upset, she cried, and all I could say in my defense is, but Sachin was batting. I do apologize.
Now they call that the Big
My
Boss
wife
house.
left home by the way because of this. It took her 2 days to come back. It was really bad. But can I tell you the worst thing? After running down, all 3 of us, parents and me, we came back and continued Sachin with 100. We came back to watch.
So what's it? Did this become the trend in your house and you have to lock your wife into
No,
stores?
she
Yeah, because that's a tradition,
My wife
no?
hated the Indian team for a long time. It's like, these guys are nuts. What to do here?
So Sachin actually almost caused the breakup. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think you locking your wife into the door is probably worse.
Yeah, but it's true, like, especially like we talk about the size of the TVs. I think for me, the 90s.
It's a family thing also, right? In the 90s.
Exactly, yeah. So like 96, I think it was the World Cup where we had that. For me, like core memory was the India-Pakistan quarter-final in the World Cup where we made 27.
and all that.
Yeah, with the Amir Sohail, Venkatesh Prasad, all of that. And it was also, I think, it's very important when you experience these things with family. Like we had a full family thing together, and it still to this day blows my mind. Now we have these 55, 16 screens that you can watch on, and literally one small 19-inch CRT, you've got 30 people jammed into a room competing. Kya hua, kya hai score? No idea. It was just absolute joy to watch those.
But also I want to ask you, like I remember one of the favorite memories as a kid was calling your friend to play cricket.
Yes, I was the designated friend calling person.
Oh, you were the friend caller. So what is your technique?
Like my technique was that, it's a very classic technique where you start from the top floor and then walk all the way down as opposed to bottom up.
Oh, so you used to go to the floor?
I used to
you
go
didn't
to
stand
the...
on the wall, hey, niche yaar. You didn't do that.
No, I was a very polite child. So I would go to the house and be like, can Shashwat come down? And like, Shashwat is studying. And then I would be like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because that was the most... But that's a sound you don't hear much anymore. Not just like, Anand!
Okay, I think they want us to wrap up, but very quickly, how good were you as a young cricketer?
One of the best all-rounders India's never seen. In rubber ball cricket.
Chairman Saab, one of the best all-rounders you've ever seen.
Has never
He's
seen.
not even looking up from the
Yeah.
phone.
No, let me
Such
tell
a
you.
lack of respect.
He's typing his resignation.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me tell you, in our Comedians Cricket League, Saurabh Pant bowled a spell for the ages. It was death overs, 2 overs, 1 maiden, 3 wickets, 2 runs. That was Saurabh Pant.
So, Mr. Agarkar, if you have a requirement for a 44-year-old has-been, this is the opportunity of a life. What about you? How good were you?
I could walk like Viv Richards. My stance was like Viv Richards. I could eyeball the bowler, everything like Viv Richards, but I probably batted like Mrs. Richards. I mean, sadly, it didn't.
Dennis Richards.
I can still do, I can walk like Viv Richards.
Oh! Wow! Come on, make him wear some merch and all also. We'll do the fashion show also right now.
Bro, stop looking at my hips.
But yeah, quickly, I think before we wrap up, the one thing that was the most iconic imagery of the 90s was you would always see all, particularly our Indian cricketers, wearing these crazily oversized jerseys, literally swimming inside the jersey. You look back at the replays and you're like, they just bought one size for the entire team over. And now you look at the stuff that we have from 10XU and you have this amazing fitness apparel and just everything from shoes to jerseys to Abdigard. And is that also being made? Can we confirm?
And for all sizes.
Well, let's not check.
You started this.
Before we end, I just want to say a little chamchagiri to the great Sachin Tendulkar. I mean, he must be sick of it. But I just want to quickly mention, I know we made lots of runs in that 2-all in England. But just want to talk about the quality of bowling that he faced, which nobody wants to talk about when you want to compare batsmen and eras. And with due respect to Stokes and Jofra Archer and Overton for that matter, or Chris Wokes, they're not Caddick or Harmison or Andy Flintoff or Broad or young Jimmy Anderson at his best. So, I mean, if you just look at the lineup of bowlers, the West Indies, Ambrose, Walsh, the Benjamins, Pakistan, Waqar, Wasim, Imran, Abdul Qadir, Sakleen later on, Mushtaq Ahmed, Australia, there are hundreds of them, ending with Shane Warne, greatest spinner, Buttai Muralidharan, Chaminda Bas. I mean, just look at who he faced. And if you want to be really honest, I think it's just a no contest. The question that we always ask each other, which I will not mention, the question that has no name. I just want to bring that out so I can...
But also my favorite leg spinner of all time.
Oh. Highly underrated.
Oh my god,
the
leg spin, because Shane Warne and Anil Kumble fantastic, but Sachin Tendulkar bowling.
Everybody does have a chamcha him.
Yeah. And Gaurav Kapoor is also very handsome.
Yeah.
He's disappeared at the mayor mention.
अच्छा इनका approve कर दो वो payment कर दो approve.
Gaurav is if Mandira had a beard.
हो गया.
Alright, I think we're pretty much out of time now, but thank you so much for bearing with us and listening to our nonsense. Can we have it once more? Next month, Mr. Cyrus Brocha. Next month, Mr. Saurabh Pant. My name is Aseem Manadwala, and I'll say thank you very much, or should I say 10XU very much.
Yeah, it's
Thank you,
amazing.
everyone.
Guys, the wait was more entertaining than the act. Thank you so much. It was amazing. You can move the chairs. I want to, okay, we're at that time now. We've told you about the brand, we've told you about the vision, we've had whatever that was, and now we are coming to the part that you're all here for, that we're all here for, to actually show you all this hard work of the last few years and the products that it has transformed into. So to do that, I'd like to call Karthik back on stage. I'd also like to call with a resounding round of applause, Master back on stage as well, please. We can have a big round of applause.
Batting होने के बाद, just to stand there and watch others play was too boring. And I never did that. So Actually, in school matches when I was a captain, नया बॉल से I would go bowl seam up, थोड़ा सेमी न्यू बॉल से ऑफ स्पिन, बाद में लेग स्पिन, तब तक दूसरा नया बॉल आ जाता था. So I enjoyed bowling. In fact, with my friends, I always had this dream of bowling 150, but my body did not allow that. But I would bowl from 16 yards, and I said, match में ऐसे ही खेलना पड़ेगा तो तैयारी करो. But deep within, I was enjoying my fast bowling and making them uncomfortable.
I just want to add one more thing. Is that the term? Chat GPT? Googled is an easier term. I Googled it yesterday, and I don't know, we talk about, 10,000 hours of doing anything. You spoke about 3,000 steps, etc. I want to tell you the craziest statistic, and we know all his great records and statistics. He has spent, and I'm not counting, the time when you get out and you sit with your feet up in the dressing room, of just being on the field, right? Whether it's batting, whether it's fielding, this legend here has spent 10,000 hours on his feet on a field. 10,000 hours. Well, with that kind of experience in you, you know a few things about shoes and feet and insoles and spikes, etc. So we're going to start off with, are we going to start off with the cricket shoe? Is that what we're going to start with?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes? Are we going to start with that? Karthik, it's Karthik's baby and your baby, so I'll let you guys take control. There you go, that's the first one, that's the cricket shoe.
Before I get to this shoe, I remember when I started playing cricket, the first day I went to Acharika sir's net. जो हम स्कूल में डालते हैं ना पीटी के लिए वो कैनवस शूज विद ग्रीन फ्लैट सोल, बिल्कुल कोई कुशनिंग नहीं, nothing. I wore that, and the day I decided to play serious cricket, Acharika sir said to my brother, वो जो आर्ट स्पाइक्स होते हैं, we must get those for him. Most of us would call it R spikes, क्योंकि हम छोटे थे, हमको we did not know कि ये ना R spikes बोलते हैं इसको. And to someone who's not played in that era, most of you have not experienced that. मगर those shoes resembled संजीव कुमार के जो शोले में थे ना, जूते जो गब्बर को मारता है, वैसे जूते थे. नीचे वो है ना, उसके जो मोटे nails थे, they were like hammered into the sole. उसके बाद, we all used to practice school nets. By then, Praveen Amre, who's here, had played for India under-19 team and had gone to Australia. He returned back from Australia and Acharika sir told us, usko dekho, uski batting dekho. So we would, watch him very, very closely. And then, while watching his batting, obviously, तो क्या kit पहना है, कौन सी बैट यूज कर रहा है, जूते कौन से हैं. So we saw in his kit bag, there were some fancy shoes, really fancy shoes, cricket shoes. And सब देखते थे और क्या जूते हैं and all that. Praveen realized that. Praveen said to me, score 100 and take them. So जब मेरे 100 बने तब I didn't have the guts to go and tell him, you had said that I'll get 100 and give me the shoe. Praveen himself came to me, and the first quality pair of my life, good quality, was given by him. So I cannot forget that. वो जूते जब खराब हुए थोड़े, I went back to PU sole, which was really, really hard. Locally made shoes. But even after I played for India, I continued wearing those. I remember in England, which was my third tour, again, some fancy shoes came to us, and that is where I experienced on good ground, because before that, when he presented me those shoes, we were playing on our normal maidans, but to be able to wear quality shoes on a proper cricket field, stadium, in England and all that, made a huge difference. I just didn't stop running. So I felt, why not use all that experience and put everything together in this shoe. That is what we've done, and then to be able to do this, it's taken us almost 18 months. Lot of work has gone into putting this together. So I'm going to start from the toe. So normally, what would happen? When you're running, when you're taking off, up to this point there was a grip, but after this, just the final 10-15%, I felt that thrust that we need to take off was not there. So what I told them, we need to move this spike as far out as possible. So जब हम भाग रहे take off, because in today's world, line decisions are critical. Literally, we are talking about centimeters, and that is the difference between winning and losing. So we've been able to move this spike further out. Also, our data shows that they have wide feet, broader feet. So we've given some extra room compared to other brands. I don't want to get into comparisons with anyone. What we wanted to achieve, we've been able to achieve in this shoe. We've given a little more space here, because when you, in our conditions, when you stand for 6-7 hours in that heat, end of the day's play, the feet swell up a bit, and then around tea time, पहला ख्याल दिमाग में आता है कि मैं कब जूते निकालता हूँ ड्रेसिंग रूम में जाके. So it is not about those 6 playing hours. It is beyond that also. We wanted players to be comfortable, to give them that comfort, so that they're only thinking of delivering there on the field. They're not thinking of this discomfort, बहुत problem हो रहा है, I need to go back to the dressing room and take them off. We've done that. Also, that data shows, most Indians are flat-footed. So we've been able to design insoles also differently, which I'll come to that. The next one, obviously, is the stability. I think the stability is really, really important, because you have to change directions, and if there is not enough stability, you're going to struggle to do that. The sides of the shoe, which are marginally higher to give ankle support, because as I spoke about lateral movement, I think these areas are the ones which will give you nice support, a solid heel as well. There is one more thing that nobody has done so far. I've never experienced anything like this. Normal spikes, we are looking at about 12 mm length of the spike. This is one spike at the back. I don't think, there are a couple of friends, Jatin is here. Jatin, I don't think you've seen this spike ever on any shoe. Whatever cricket I've played, I've never experienced that. And why we are looking to add this is, when you land badly, this small spike, which is a 9 mm if I'm not mistaken, this spike normally will not come in contact with the ground. This spike is only when, if a batter, you must have seen, बहुत बार sweep मारते हुए, they slip because the outfield is wet. Sometimes pitch पे भी थोड़ा dewy थोड़ा हो जाता है pitch, or if you ran outside and then you go on the pitch, this part doesn't grip and it becomes slippery. So this spike will only come into play when you land badly. Otherwise, it's like having a seat belt, honestly. यहाँ पे जो grooves रखे हैं, there was something that we thought and we discussed. These grooves, the direction of that will help you slow down as well when you are, if you land badly, then not just the spike, but this will also add to it. It is the same function as we've seen in the aircrafts also. Aircraft we have on the wings, they have these air brakes to slow down. And nobody has told me this. This is something that I discussed with the team, and I said, जो aircrafts में air brakes लगा दिया, तो यहाँ पे हम क्यों नहीं लगा सकते वैसे कुछ? Which if you land badly, it will help you slow down. I'm not saying कि खराब landing नहीं होगा and all that. All that can happen, but the damage will be less. That was the whole idea behind creating this shoe. We're in the process of actually designing a fast bowling shoe, which we haven't launched yet. It's still in the process. It's taken a while for us, but we want to get it right. कहीं ना कहीं तो मैंने पढ़ा था ये कि we want everything right now. There is no such thing as right now. You can either have it right or you can have it now. And much rather prefer to have it right, so we'll have to wait for a while. But to talk more on that, I will ask Karthik to just explain to you and take you in details.
So we actually spoke to a lot of fast bowlers who played for Ranji, who played for Indian team. And there were 2 or 3 pain points which we identified. And actually one of the common features which we identified, not just for a fast bowler, I think probably every sportsman who plays a high impact sport suffers, is because when they land hard, the toe comes and touches or crashes in the front part of the shoe, and as a result of which the toenail starts bleeding. This is a problem which you would have seen. How it gets addressed is a lot of fast bowlers actually chip off the front portion of the shoe. So you would have seen that they would have typically chipped off the front portion of the shoe. And what we decided was that why do you need to chip it off? Why don't we actually still maintain the structural integrity of the shoe, but at the same time allow you a feature wherein the toe can actually stretch every time it comes and hits in front. And what we have actually done is we have provided a slit over here, and every time the toe would come and hit you very hard, the toe would come and hit very hard in the front. This neoprene or stretchable material would actually stretch all the way to the front. The shoe's integrity is still maintained, but at the same time your toenails are protected. This is something which is very unique. We don't think it's a problem to be solved only in cricket, it's a problem to be solved in every sport. I recently saw a very famous basketball player who had posted a photo of his toes, and then it was completely had blood clots all over. So this is a feature which we are able to solve through this this particular innovation. The other innovation which we actually brought about was that a fast bowler needs a lot of stability all across the shoe. So we needed to lock the whole feet quite tight. So we looked at most of the fast bowling shoes today. They have a strap which runs from the left end to the right end of the shoe. But what it doesn't do is it actually doesn't wrap your foot completely around. So what we have done is we have actually looked at a structure which almost looks like a bridge structure. This is what you would see in a typical bridge kind of a structure. So we have provided this feature, and every time you were to pull this and tighten it, even this side is actually getting tightened. So you would see that the foot is getting tightened all the way from the left end to the right end, and not just locking just the top portion of the shoe. So this is a unique strapping system which we've discovered. And then there is the last feature which we actually got inspired by people who do deadlifts. And the people who do deadlifts, their heel needs to be firmly grounded to the floor. So what we did is looked at what do shoes which have training shoes which have which people use for deadlifts, and we identified that there is a very strong support system which they run it all the way to the top, and it locks the ankle and the feet completely. So these are 3 features which we are introducing completely in the fast bowler shoe. It's a lot of innovations over here. Obviously, we are in the process of testing it with a lot of players, and very soon we should have it. So this is the fast bowler shoe which we are doing.
So this is a batting and fielding shoe. So, but before we could introduce this, I myself tried. Number of youngsters have tried, and we took a lot of feedback from all the coaches also. इन्हें क्या लगता है? It cannot be just one way traffic कि जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ वही सही है, बाकी सब गलत है. We didn't want that. If we are to move forward, we need to have a genuine, honest feedback, and that is the only way we are going to get better. So we introduced that, and we wanted that genuine feedback, and we've taken that feedback. Taken a while to develop this, 18 months, but the end package is rather good, I would say.
And for all, I mean, all the concepts look brilliant on paper, or one famous that all plans look great on paper till the first punch lands on your face. So we had to execute it. So we had to partner with a great set of experts, and I would like to invite them. I'd like to invite Philip from Footwear Studios, who is our partner. They're based out of Germany. They are the designers. I would also like to invite Jenny from Insight. They are the ones who work on the insole technology which goes into our shoes. And I'd actually like to invite Mr. Suresh from one of the most reputed and most trusted companies in India, from Tata, who are actually our production partners, who help us out to actually make these shoes. Philip, you want to talk specifically about how we went about the whole stability as a concept in our shoes, especially in the cricket shoes.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
When we start a project at Footwear Studios, we really work closely with the players to understand really the pain points. And one big thing was stability, what everybody needed, and what we took a very close look at. So there's various ways to increase stability in shoes. We did it in various ways. First, we increased the collar height a bit. This provides extra heel or extra collar lock, which gives the player like a very comfortable feel, but also a secure feeling. We inserted a P-Bucks shank, which you can see here with a little cutout, which is a material that gives very good stability, which is also flexible, but helps the player to stand stable and while moving, keep really the control.
Yeah, thank you. And Jenny, do you want to walk us through about the whole insoles? And insoles is something which Sir also spoke about. Do you want to walk us through about what goes into the insoles?
Yes, I'm Jenny from Insight Insoles. So it's my honor to share with you our technology today at this platform. So as you know, for the shoe, stability is very, very critical, and insole plays a big part of that. So our insole is based on performance, based on the shape and the structure, as well as the mission of having the comfort, using our innovative foam technology and our data-proven comfort numbers, quantify them, and achieve the extreme comfort of the user. So I'm not sure if I can take out the insole from the shoe here. Is it too complicated?
So for the 10XU insole products, we went with some of our
insight on the insole, because you also talk about how important it is and your view on it.
Jenny के बाद you are asking me to bat. So I'm number 11 batter compared to her, but whatever my experience I let me share with you. Insoles, I had no knowledge about insoles, to be honest, till the moment I got injured, which was in year 2000. We were playing in Zimbabwe. I damaged my sesamoid bone, and that troubled me a lot. I tried everything, taking a number of shots there, under my foot, just next to my big toe, and all that, multiple shots. Nothing worked. Went to the extent where I consulted a number of foot specialists here, and some of them suggested surgery, some said don't. The most experienced one said, don't ever let anyone because the success rate is very, very low. It's like literally 5 to 10% success rate. 90% of the surgeries fail, which got me worried because this was in year 2000. I was out of action for 4 months. I could not forget about running. I couldn't walk even without any pain. Injections and nothing worked. Eventually, someone suggested to me, why don't you go to South Africa? There are a couple of good doctors who can, foot specialists who can have a closer look at it. But come what may, no surgery. So I just took a chance and I went there. And they suggested insoles. They said that, what we are trying to achieve here is to take that pressure off your sesamoid joint. And so, as we call it, the hot spots. When you go to scan, you can study hot spots. What are the areas which are taking a lot of stress? How would you distribute that? And that is exactly what insole did to me. And I had no knowledge about it. And insoles also, over a period of time, I realized that for professional athletes, we are looking at performance and comfort. But for a common man who's got nothing to do with elite sport, we are looking at comfort, durability, and to be able to, wear whatever you want to wear for long hours. Shoe, for me, shoe, cricket bat, everything has to become a part of your body. It should not be a foreign object. When it becomes a part of your body, then it's the right fit for you. Otherwise, it's not made for you. So I learned that. So in that also, insoles, there are a couple of different types. One type of insole foam is designed differently, where it is all about for professional athletes. It is all about energy returns that you derive out of it. So for me, something like where if I land, how can I take off and it can help me perform better. But for a normal person, it is about cushion, feeling nice and comfortable, which has a little bit of give. So if I have to make comparisons, then I would say it is like sitting in a comfortable sedan where I say, "Arey, itna acha gaadi hai ki na gadda वगैरह hai, we don't feel anything." But whereas in a race car, the suspension is much harder because it is about performance. It is about taking those corners at a high speed, and that is what a professional athlete has to do. Laterally, we should be able to accelerate and decelerate, and in that, you cannot have that give and that roll, even in your shoe. Same thing that we have tried to incorporate here. Jenny, you have spoken much more in detail about this, but this was from my experience what I could feel on the field, and whatever I wanted the other cricketers, young cricketers to experience, and a common man, that's what we've been able to incorporate in this.
This is exactly what our podiatrist team has talked to us about. The reason style that is being developed, we always ask for a last from the developer, because the last will tell you the exact dimension, the width, the bottom shape of the midsole, so that the insole can sit onto the midsole. But on top of that, we have a data of 120,000 foot scan from our podiatrist team. They are all from the clinic in US, in Miami, in so many states. So they have collected 120,000 foot scan of each of the athletes. Well, I can only name a person. I like to name a few more, like Serena Williams. She is the regular of our podiatrist. So what we do is we categorize them, and then we make the shape into the insole. And as you can see at the arch here, this is the patented contour shape. So with this shape, it can actually lift up your arch so that your arch can rest and align your body in the exact correct position, and therefore reduce the tiredness, reduce the uncertainty of the movement. And then at the heel cup, this also has the shape that can hold your heel well, so that when you're in a game, you don't have to shift around with some unnecessary space. So this completely align with your requirement and your experience. And thank you for summarize for us all.
Thank you. Wonderful. And Mr. Suresh, it'll be really great to have you. I think we have, we have partnered with Tata, and Tata stands for trust. And I'm sure that the values of Tata is something which, the Tata Group is something which definitely gets into the manufacturing of a product. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you for having us here. We're absolutely honored to be partnering with such an iconic brand and partnering the master. So the Tata Group, as you know, we are, just a brief introduction. I'm Suresh and I head the footwear business for the Tata Group. Not many people know that Tata makes footwear as well. We have been in the footwear and leather business for a long time, and we have facilities near Chennai. We make around 500,000 pairs of shoes every month. So we are absolutely honored to be in this position manufacturing for this iconic brand as you're seeing. So the Tata Group basically stands for trust, reliability and ethics. And if you look at the core values of the group, we stand for integrity, responsibility, excellence, pioneering and unity. Now if I think of those attributes, I'm sure all of you will agree, they're all attributes which are totally associated with the master and I'm sure with the brand. So it's quite amazing. I mean, our entire culture is to make a product which is really precise, and we have a detailed process because we manufacture for a lot of well-known international and domestic brands. So we have a skilled workforce. I have 5,000 workers in my facilities, all of whom wanted to come for the launch, by the way, and I told them no, it's not possible for everyone to come here. So that's the kind of, and I can tell you, being associated with this brand, everyone who is involved in the manufacturing, they are so excited to make this product. And I can see the attention to detail that you've brought in. I think your knowledge of footwear will probably put a lot of footwear professionals to shame. What you told us about spikes and insoles, phenomenal. I mean, we are just really honored to be part of this journey with you, and thank you for the opportunity, is what I would say. Thank you.
It's meant for professional cricketers, but then we said, there are people who are probably like me, who always wanted to play professional but never could do it. So we wanted to introduce a range of products which is almost like a semi-pro range of products, which is with a half spike system. And we just wanted to solve two simple principles over here. Number one is the kind of maidans which are there in the country, a lot of grounds don't even allow you to wear spikes. Now, the moment if you don't have spikes, the grip is not going to be there. So we wanted to always design the outsole of that shoe such that it gives you the same kind of a grip like a spike. So we actually looked at mountaineering and we actually looked at shoes which work really well on gravel, and we used that design of outsole in our semi-pro shoes. So can we have the shoes on wheel, please?
Can we please have a look at the switch, please?
So these shoes have been made very versatile. It's something which we actually call it switch because it's something with which you can play a sport. Speeds of why you can actually wear it. These have a very good sneaker kind of look, and that's the range which we have here. Our core design philosophy as we launched all these products has always been to do with comfort, and I'd like to invite Karan to talk about it.
So comfort has been the paramount feature that we wanted to give in all our shoes. It's the comfort and the durability that we always thought about. So the first thing in the comfort,
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for all the support. Just for everyone, we have a very cool activity over here. We've set up 22 yards, and there's a little challenge. I mean, I don't know how many people here are brave enough to challenge the master, but we've got a little land speed record that he had set. Have you got that video of that? Because we want you to do the same. Put on the gear and see if you can beat his time. He had done, master, what was it, 5 seconds?